So I think you know what time it is. That's right, it's time for another episode of Richard's Hot Takes. So I'm pretty sure y'all heard the news about how Ghost Games got axed from Need for Speed. And why don't you look at that? Criterion's gonna take their place, wow! So if you boys don't remember, Criterion made Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2010 and Need for Speed Most Wanted 2012. The bad Most Wanted. And then Criterion and Ghost both made together Need for Speed Rivals, the best Need for Speed game to ever exist. And you may be sitting behind your computer, you may be opening up Pornhub in a different window. However, you may be asking, oh well Richard, what is your opinion? My opinion is, Ghost hasn't made a fucking proper 100% Need for Speed game in their lifetime. Wow, why don't you look at that? Because think about it for a second. They've made Need for Speed games since 2013. Rivals, Need for Speed 2015, Payback, and Heat. That's 4 fucking games. And if they started development on Need for Speed games back in 2013, you'd expect by the end of the 2010s, they'd make a fucking stellar Need for Speed game. They're gonna knock it out of the park. But no, literally every single Ghost Need for Speed game has had its issues up and down. For example, Rivals. It was a buggy, glitchy, fucked mess. I mean, it's fun, but its faults definitely get in its fucking way. And now, Need for Speed 2015, which in my opinion, I think is easily my top 5 or even top 3 Need for Speed games of all time, just because of how fun I thought it was. Now remember, I didn't say best Need for Speed games, I said favorite. Or I think I said favorite, fuck. However, of course they couldn't do it correctly. They do everything we want, except the AI is broken, both with cops and racers. The physics were just a fucked mess. It was just so fucky. And also, the netcode was pure ass. You'd be 500 feet behind someone, and why don't you look at that? You spun him out even though you were 500 fucking feet behind him. Need for Speed Payback. Now I'm kind of just gonna ignore this one because, well, this was not a Need for Speed game we're asking for whatsoever, because they basically took the illegal aspect out of the street racing and kind of made it a Fast and Furious type beat game. They added off-road. Who asked for it? Nobody. The map was fucking boring, and the speedless PvP was just a fucking mess again. And all of that aside, literally just every aspect of fucking Payback sucked big, ginormous donkey penis. And then finally, Need for Speed Heat. And I had a conversation with Black Panther on Twitter yesterday, and I basically said Ghost Games have just been shitting out lackluster material since its fucking birth. And he did say Need for Speed Heat is good as a base, which I fucking wholeheartedly agree with. Need for Speed Heat is a great fucking game. We were given an illegal street racing game with a focus on cops, with customization and a wide variety of cars, with a classic little nod to classic Need for Speed stories. However, it's not 2006 anymore. There's a lot more to a game than just its base model theme. You have live service nowadays, you have game modes to add, you have features to fix, you have bugs and glitches to fix, you have still kind of a fucking handling model. Ghost Games has not delivered a proper 100% fully functioning, polished, unbroken Need for Speed experience with the theme that we've been asking for. I'd be a lot more pissed if Ghost got axed if the community didn't have to gather up 2,000 different fucking people's opinions on a 35-page professional document of what to fix in Need for Speed Heat. And don't get me wrong, I do think Ghost have done some good. And I do appreciate them kind of churning around the series and taking in fan feedback a lot more than previous developers have. However, with the 4 games under their belt, like I said previously, they still all have major flaws in them. And you'd think by 2020 they would have made a proper, unbroken Need for Speed experience, but they just haven't. And I do understand that their studio size is small, but then again, that's why I'm kind of glad Criterion is stepping in, because they are a larger studio and they do have experience under their belt. And basically what's going to be happening is a bunch of employees from Ghost Games are going to go elsewhere throughout the industry. However, a good portion of them are going to go over to Criterion and help with the game. So it's not the end of the world. They still have the creative expertise from Ghost Games going to fucking Criterion. I just feel like it's a good change of scenery because Ghost is just not getting it done, plain and simple. And as I said, if Need for Speed Heat was 100%, we wouldn't have to make a 35-page fucking document talking about what needs to be fixed and what needs to be added. And think about it, Criterion does have its history behind its name. They know how to make games. They haven't really made a fucking buggy and glitchy game. But honestly, yeah, have faith in Criterion. I know they could make a proper fucking Need for Speed game well. It's just a matter of them listening to us. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next couple of days with another video. See ya, boys.